had a friend, both of her parents passed away, and I just said for her to pray that they finish their scroll.
So if you guys want to turn off your video since we're recording.
Where do we do it?
I forget how.
There you go. Oops.
Whoa, Bonnie, I got your screensaver.
Oh, you got mine?
Yeah, you pressed your, oh, you have, yeah, we're on your screen, like your computer.
Oh. I don't know how to, oh, there we go, stop share. How about that?
There you go.
Not yet. I don't know, I'm stuck sharing now.
Oh, good, Simone is here. Yay. Hey, Simone. Hey, Simone.
Hi.
Oh, hi.
Hi. You know, I was coming in to say that I'll have to see you all next week. I won't be able to join today, but I thought I'd let you know.
Oh, that was nice. So, hi-bye. Bye-bye.
Hi. Hi, bye.
Oh, we'll miss you. We'll miss you.
Yes. I miss you all too. I mean, it's a long story. I'll tell you more later, but
Okay.
I'd love to be with you. I just want to say, just to let you know.
Thanks for letting us know.
All right. Yeah, thanks for hopping on and saying hey.
Yes, I hope I didn't interrupt you all.
No, you're fine.
Okay. All right. Bless you. Have a great, awesome encounter. Okay.
Bless you, Simone. Bye.
Right, bless you too. Bye-bye.
All right. So I just locked the meeting, which we do at 4:15. So, okay, so let's just go in through the veil by way of the cross. And then when we get in there, which we are, I see all of us already. Let's put our foreheads together and become fused with our spirits. It's interesting because I almost feel like I can feel everybody's frequencies. You know, there's a different than mine. So like I feel a different one from Bonnie, from Michelle, and one from Jane.
Wow. I feel something, but I don't know what it is. Just like, I guess they call it vibrating. But I want to groan and I'm muffling and it's like, oh, which is not the most attractive sound. Oh. Thank you, Lord.
I feel the strength for sure.
Yeah, I feel it's vamping us up.
Yeah, for sure. It's like strength and unity.
Mm-hmm.
I can sense the transference of knowledge happening, even though we can't cognitively know what it is.
Right.
That I can see like electric, like almost like electromagnetic waves going between our brains.
Yeah.
Like a force field. I can feel this sort of, don't know what you describe it as, but
Yeah,
something.
that's how I'm feeling it.
It should help us all just really be on the same page a lot quicker and maybe even get to the point quicker, you know,
Right.
Because I'm just sensing that that's what heaven's really wanting us to learn more accelerated methods so that we can achieve a lot more. You know, we don't have to always go through the same methods and as we did in the past.
Right.
So when you were saying that, I could see a castle, a
Hmm.
gray stone castle, which reminded me this morning, someone had posted all kings have gardens, and I had the most beautiful entry to a garden, which I just thought of, with white hanging like flowers.
Do you see anything more about the castle?
It was in the distance. It's in the clouds. It's
Well,
like a 2-story with a turret. I see one side of the turret. Go ahead, somebody.
yeah, I saw us like in a, almost like when you were talking about acceleration, I saw us with like a rocket motor, just kind of accelerating us higher, and it could be to go to the castle.
Okay. I can see it with my eyes open now.
Hmm.
I'm going to say, one of those banners that are like a triangle, I see it in red with a gold braid around it, fluttering outside of the turret. Okay.
Cool. It's funny because normally I see us separated, but I see us like all walking together, like we're completely one.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like it feels way different.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I see it like this spirit is one big glob of clear with a membrane, and yet we can all move at the same time within it.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's like we're all inside of a potato sack.
It's a whole new deep level of unity we've never
Yeah,
experienced.
sure.
The potato sack. We'll have to say that. Just get into the potato sack, everyone.
Right?
And then we'll know what we mean.
Well, it's like you can't separate from each other. It's like no matter what, I'm like stuck. You guys are like, it's like. Yeah.
I'm enjoying this unity. It's refreshing to the soul. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I so needed that.
Well, and you know what's really interesting that I'm getting revelation on too? There's no leader in the bag, so it's like we all have to just,
Yeah.
jump together, or we have to move completely together without a leader. There's no leader in this.
Yeah.
Because we're one big blob, like as Bonnie said, like a blob with a membrane.
Oh, that point I've just really seen in the last few days, actually, that I've seen that people are waiting for a leader, and heaven is saying, no, it's the whole body must come forth.
Oh, no wonder.
The whole body is the bride of Christ.
Right.
And it cannot operate unless the whole body do their little bit. We're still in this spectator leader mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm really remembering this. Was it last week when we got the mercurium it was a mercury, and it went around the glob, just globbed up everything of mercury into a bigger glob. And right after we did that ascension, I saw galenium, and it's something you can touch, similar to mercury. And so it's kind of the same concept of us globbing together as one new, bigger glob.
Right? That was, I think that was 2 Wednesdays ago. That was when I was with the Mercury.
Yeah, because you were there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but so I remember the Mercury glob for sure.
Yeah. And what was so weird is I was going to share the galenium because I saw that like within hours later of that ascension.
So how do we move? I'm kind of stuck.
I think we move by looking at where we want to go. Like if we want to go to the castle, we just think we want to go there.
So like we transport together, like relocate from one spot to another spot?
Like almost I see it like floating like a bubble.
Okay.
You know, you just sort of with the desires of your heart.
Yeah.
You set your intention to move forward, and then we kind of just like float together.
Okay.
I mean, we probably could just go straight there. We don't have to even do that, really. We could just, yeah.
So
I mean, if we want to go in the castle.
Under the flag? Maybe we should just go to under the flag right now.
Sure. So we're there by the speed of thought.
Yeah. I'm under the flag.
Under the flag.
I'm getting the sense we should go in and have a look round and see what you see.
Okay.
I've got a sense I've been here before, so I actually know what's in there. But I don't want to say yet. I want you to see if it's the same place.
Okay.
Do you just walk through the wall, or do you want to go through?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just go there and just have a look around, but just look quite wide. Go in and out of places. Don't just stick in one room.
Oh, okay.
Go in and out of different places and see if you can sense what's happening. Is there people in there, or what sort of movement are they doing? Who are they?
Ooh. Should we write down and then let's see if it comes together?
Just say, are you seeing anything?
Okay, so I saw when we entered brown wooden benches with red velvety cushions. And then I knew immediately there was a beautiful library that I've been to before. And then I could see the people, and it was midday. It was around afternoon. And what else did I see? I saw a lot of people over to the left. It was, I can't say for sure if it's an outdoor area, but there was a big gathering of people and conversation. And I know I saw something else, but I forget. So Kathy, what are you seeing?
I'm seeing that it's where it's like the tutelage, I don't know if that's the right word for it, for the 7 spirits of God, like they're where they have their individual classrooms. And so I see the individual classrooms and like the signups for like on the outside of the classrooms, and it looks like the big group is for one of the spirits in particular, but I'm not sure which one. Oh, it's the spirit of counsel. They're all want to go into that classroom.
Ooh, I got chills on that. I see this main area very open and maybe stairs toward the back, but I know the library's back that way too. and it's all brown. The wood is dark, beautiful, like maybe mahogany.
All right, Michelle, your turn.
I mean, I've just been enjoying the unity and just sort of resting in that. And then I knew we were going up, and when we were in that in the castle, I saw people, but I didn't see specifics. I just
Sorry.
My dogs are looking.
Oh, they probably heard your James dogs.
Yeah, right. We didn't all start barking.
yeah, I just saw that there were beings in there, and I just saw them as, I don't know if they were, they were clothed in white. From what I saw,
Yeah.
and that was just where I was. I can't say anything more specific.
Yeah, it's almost like we're in a
Um,
like a university almost, where it, like, but it's not. It's multi-dimensional for sure.
Cool.
Because I believe each one of these classrooms are pretty expansive dimensionally.
Wow.
Yeah, I think you're sort of seeing what I've seen before, which is when I've seen castles before, it's been a representative of the New Jerusalem and how the Ecclesia functions in heaven. And I've just sort of seen lots of observing behavior in these different rooms, and it shows how we're meant to act as an ecclesia.
Wow.
So I think that's sort of concurring what you were saying, Kathy, with the different rooms. I've never seen the university sort of like different rooms for the seven spirits, but that all ties in.
Yeah.
With so I think it's all these different levels. And what's interesting is what I see predominantly, and I'm seeing it again now, is it's the milling of people in and out of all these rooms, interacting in lots of different ways.
Mm-hmm.
So it just confirms to me again the organic nature of the ecclesia, not that loads of little people are gathering in one room, lots of people are gathering in another, and they're all staying in there.
Right.
What I see is huge activity. People, they do group, but then they move out of that group. Kind of, so it's what I look at. I think actually what I'm looking at is the timeline. So I'm not looking at a static moment in time.
Right. That's how I see it too. Like you can go into, let's say, the Spirit of Councils, and you can be there either present, future. I mean, there's like different time zones or places on the timeline. Each place that you go, that's why it's all like moving, like it's all alive. Like
it's very busy, isn't it? Very busy, very lots of life, lots of transmuting, translocating.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just not this static, stay with the same group of people and, go and listen to somebody speaking.
Right.
Wow. So now I see like a sundial in the middle where I could just send somebody traveling. The dimensions, and I know I'm so hung up on the library. I just love the library. So, wow.
But it's almost like the library isn't still either. It's like that thing's morphing as well.
Yeah, I'm just seeing like a screen, like it is morphing, and I'm seeing lion, ox, eagle, man, lion, ox, eagle, man, sort of like like a moving,
Like a pulsating, like
yeah,
almost like
pulsating.
we're inside the Father's heart in a way, as
Yeah.
part of the Ecclesia,
Mm-hmm.
operating from that perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm beginning to see a pattern of squares on the floor, and they are dimensional, like white and red checkerboard. Not checkerboard because that's satanic, but just like a dimensional pattern you could stand in, and it would have clear layers and solid layers, I guess you could say. Cool.
I wonder if this is like what a city of refuge would look like the New Jerusalem.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it should always be modeled off the New Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm.
Anything, so.
Huh.
I'm seeing a mandate for this encounter, and
Okay.
it's heaven calling the body to arise and function as the New Jerusalem.
Yeah.
So is the Ecclesia supposed to come to this room to get the information, or is it going to come to us? Well, that's sort of pointless. We can do it, obviously. Never mind.
I can't hear you. Probably you're cutting out a bit. I don't know if
Oh, I was just
do anything.
stumbling and fumbling with my words. So, in the mandate is the mandate for the Ecclesia to come to this place to get more like study, or I'm kind of struggling with what to say.
What I see is that we are meant to experience and keep encountering the New Jerusalem, so we model that on earth. So it's encouraging people to come to the New Jerusalem to keep seeing how it functions.
Wow.
And don't copy how traditional church has done it in the past.
I almost see like a fountain, but it's not, if that makes sense, like where the information is just flowing.
Well, just earlier, I was on an ascension and there was a fountain, and what was coming out of the water was like this crystally lava, but not hot. But that was kind of like the consistency of it. That we were, you can go there and drink when you want.
Wow.
But what I'm sensing too, Jane, is that we can fuse into other groups as well. Like, so we can go in, so either our big blob could be joined with another big blob, and then it could go into another one, and where you can fuse with all these different people.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I know exactly what you mean. It's really interesting. If you check my personal Facebook page, for a couple of days ago, I posted this video of this show about bubbles.
Yeah.
Don't know if you saw it,
Uh-huh.
but this amazing performer
Well, no, I didn't
who was.
see it. I didn't see it, but I saw the post. I didn't watch the video.
Well, I've just realised now that is an illustration of how we are to show us how we can infuse together. It was all these bubbles, and they were all like merging, but there were different colours. It was just like nothing I've ever seen. It was incredible.
Wow.
And I think that's what it is. It's we can begin to do this now. We don't even have to have an encounter physically. We can go into heaven. We can infuse with each other, and get this download of knowledge, either with the seven spirits, with the real Ecclesia, the live beings, or the cloud of witnesses, or the men in white linen.
Yeah.
And we can just go on all these different places and get this download of what the heavenly blueprint is, without even, having to listen to a podcast or talk to somebody and ask them read a book.
Right.
It's all there. Because a few minutes ago I saw in the library, I just saw all the books, they were falling off the bookshelves.
Ooh.
And I knew what that meant. It meant that the knowledge
Oh.
is just falling out at us. It's just coming at us left, right, and center. It's just there for the taking. So we don't have to physically read books. I mean, I've just bought a few.
Just downloaded. Right.
Yeah. I mean, I've just bought a few recently and sorry. I just tried to read these books, and I couldn't. It was like
Saying, yes, mommy, yes.
too boring. You know what I mean? Too boring. It was too slow.
Right.
And so I just went into heaven, and I just started asking about all these incredible kind of questions, and got a download of revelation.
Yeah. Wow. Yep.
Are we the first group to bring a dog with us? He's like, I'm coming, I'm here.
So I think it's a real challenge from heaven to rethink our learning methods, and to be willing to let go some of the old methods, because I know a lot of us probably want the security of, well, if someone else has said it and there's a few Bible verses and there's the security of that, it makes us feel more reassured than if we see a picture in heaven. But we don't get the full picture. I think that's it. And we don't fully understand it from a book because we're trying to process it through our earthly mind, which is limited.
Right.
Whereas when we do this method, it instantly gets into our spirit and our soul in such a deep level, and we understand it, and we don't have to go through, the academic understanding of words. So it's actually way more powerful, and it accelerates our learning, and that way we can cope with more and more concepts because it's not taking us as long to grasp them.
No.
I mean, if you think in the old days, we had to listen to, I must have listened to about 300 podcasts in the early days to get all this knowledge, and experience quite a lot of overwhelm. Whereas now I don't get that overwhelm. It's just, in fact, I'm so hungry for more and more. It's a bit slow now, I'm like, come on, I need more.
Right.
Absolutely. I so agree that that's so true, Jane. Preach it. I mean, I'm preaching it. I was just the other day, I posted something on Facebook which was basically the same type of thing. It's like if you have to, if you have to put something in a box, just tell your soul that it's not in charge, because your spirit can handle way more revelation and experience, without having to put a thing in a box. And so just let the spirit rule, take us into these places, like you said, Jane, and we just get the downloads.
Yeah. But the key is we have got to keep our gateways completely open.
Yeah.
The moment we start saying, oh, I'm not so sure about this might be a bit dodgy.
Right.
We close that off. And I've had this overwhelming freedom of my gateways recently, where I can feel the river of life flowing so freely through them that I'm not fighting any revelation now. Nothing seems freaky or weird.
Right.
It all seems so natural. Yeah. And it also causes us, because we must go through faith. That's what I got a revelation a couple of days ago. We can't do any of this without engaging faith.
Yeah.
It's an integral part of heaven, whether we like it or not. So if we're not willing to embrace the possibility of all this being true, we're going to cut off some revelation.
Mhm.
So we have to exercise the faith, embrace it. Then we will see. It's not the other way around. We don't go to heaven to see, and then we have the faith to believe it.
Mhm.
It must be that way. And I think that's probably why I feel now I can understand an awful lot, because I've been willing to go through that fiery sword of faith building, so to speak.
Right.
I'm not shutting off anything.
Yeah.
So two things. He said we were going to go in and have our eyes open and look at each other. And one other thing, before I came to the meeting tonight, I remembered how people in the movies are portrayed as having like a double life. There's Superman in one aspect, and they're Clark Kent private, like, oh, this is so dull here in the real world, and I'm so amazing in this supernatural world. Like, just kind of hit me. God brought those movies to our this level, this plane, whatever. So anyway, two things.
Yeah. That's why we have to be Superman 24/7. Forget about Clark.
I think it is. It's been more comfortable with these powers, these superpowers, which is not a good word. We need a more biblical word, but
Well, it sounds good to me. Supernatural. Supernatural.
So I'm not even sure supernatural's a word in the Bible, is it? But it's yeah, it is spirit. It's just the spiritual.
How about immeasurable?
Yeah, it's
measure it. Yeah.
It's an immeasurable. It's spiritual, just way of operating instead of the physical.
Mm-hmm.
Mystical.
Yeah, just getting comfortable with that, of moving around and looking and looking beyond as well, not just looking at the here and now. I have to keep reminding myself to keep pressing in with a vision and seeing what's the next realm. Like if we look at this castle now, what's happening now, say, 30 seconds after, what's the next? What are they doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see a feast going on, and I sense that there's so many other people there that are starting to participate in this in the Ecclesia.
Yeah, I sensed somebody was calling some people kind of to gather around or come in closer.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe for dinner, like you said, the banquet.
Yeah, I'm so glad you saw that, because that was the first thing I saw in this castle was the banqueting table.
Yeah, that's what I
see. Yeah, and that the banqueting table is the perfect model of the Ecclesia.
Mm-hmm.
It
and for
shows
some reason,
exactly.
I keep seeing Justin Abraham for whatever reason.
Really?
Yeah, so funny.
I've seen him at the banqueting table too.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what's funny, Jen? I want to share this with you now because I think it might be appropriate. I was in a time with God, and I was actually in the court of accusation, and Justin Abraham came in, and he stood on my behalf on some things, and he asked for some things for me, and one of which he asked for was for a connection that was a God connection. And I believe that was you, Jane, and
Oh,
I do, because
oh,
that happened shortly afterwards, and it had to do with unity.
wow.
Yeah, so that's interesting that you would say we would be feasting at the table and you see Justin Abraham.
Yeah.
That really is what I thought it was. That he, when that connection happened with you, and I knew it had to do very strongly with unity, and I felt, okay, that was the answer to what he had asked on my behalf.
Oh, wow. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see him raising a wine goblet, a golden wine goblet with
Mhm.
stones on it.
Ah. You see, I think Justin's grasped of the Ecclesia nature probably more than many,
Right.
and I'm beginning to see that now.
Mhm.
I was wrestling with a few things about this ecstasis thing
Right,
before.
right,
But I'm wrestling with it less now, and I'm craving it.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to see this. Come on, let's go. Let go of this protocol. Let go. Stop
Right.
making rules. Stop being
Right.
fearing the enemy. Stop fearing,
Yeah.
you know, witchcraft and all this over us. Let's recognize we are safe in heaven. We can move freely. We don't have to go through certain protocols to go in one room or the other, and we don't have to come and leave and seal off this and
Right. Yeah.
exit this. We stay in there. We stay in the New Jerusalem. We live in the New Jerusalem 24/7.
Yeah, because I sense that it has everything we need is right
Yeah.
there,
Yeah, yeah. That's good. That is really good to see that.
Yeah, we lack nothing.
And there's probably a million rooms we could go in.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
because it keeps morphing.
Yeah,
The whole thing
yeah,
keeps like
yeah.
changing. Yeah, I think you could spend eternity there and not see the same thing.
Of
Yeah.
course, because we're in him.
Yep.
How big is
Right.
he?
Ah.
Exactly.
And everything is in him.
Yeah, infinite. Oh, goodness.
I've just seen a challenge on that. Another heavenly blueprint to keep the challenge to keep exploring, not to keep just going back to the same rooms that we know,
Right, I agree.
because that becomes a protocol. That becomes a
Well, and that's why remember you saw the timeline, and that if you were to say wanted some counsel or wanted to spend some time with one of the seven spirits, that each time you do that you're going to experience something different and get different revelation every time.
yeah.
Yeah. And also that Paul saw that, and he said that we might know the unsearchable riches of our inheritance. So they're unsearchable, those riches. You just need to keep going and going and going into
them. Exactly. So we won't be camping.
No.
Yeah.
We don't.
Here.
We don't do camp.
We don't.
Yeah, that's right. No tents here. No tents allowed. Sorry. Throw your tent out of the door. We're on the move.
I'm seeing that wave of oh my gosh, it's so hard to describe. It's like a circular waves, and nobody's going to be able to take that away from me. Like when you write it down in a journal, like I looked at something and I'm like, oh yeah, I did see a rainbow that was like this or that, and so I see this swirling, and it's in the room, and I know it's like a force field. Lord, what does this do?
You can step into it.
Yeah, we can definitely do that, but I don't know if it takes us in time or a place, but
wherever our heart's desire.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm actually feeling it on my eyes right now.
Wow.
I'm actually feeling it. There's a manifestation on my eyes.
So I can see it like clear, but it's got some whitish, like a milk colored, and then pink, like some type of a galaxy.
Hmm. Oh,
So
we
you
were in
think
that exact same thing earlier.
Oh, actually,
so
more
are you
dense.
seeing it more of a galaxy type thing rather than an energy calling? Because I'm seeing like
an energy,
call.
but the more I looked at it, the more it became something I could say something else. So, but it started out like, I know this is one of those portals. I know this is different.
Oh, right. Yes, it could be just a portal to
go
more
to
dimensions.
to bring heaven to earth too, a passageway.
But I know it's important because it's right in the center of the foyer, right before the steps. And then there's two rooms that are really open and big to the left and right. And it's right when we came in. So it's in the foyer. So it's very important. Whatever this time, maybe people are coming in and out of it.
Well, that's what we did earlier. We actually brought some stuff from heaven down to our horses in the physical. So we used that, and then we got a grant. We got like a grant deed for that passageway, permission to be able to
Let's have that, Lord.
use it
Yes, Lord.
for our resources, bringing heaven to earth.
So helpful. Jane, thoughts?
I just missed that last point, Kathy.
Oh, which part?
About the resources. What?
Oh, it's just a passageway to be able to bring.
Oh, right.
Like it's like a.
Yes. Yes. No, this is a really good point. I'm so glad you've raised that because my whole spirit was just going to. We need to translate this down to the earth.
Yeah.
You know that new learning we've just posted on.
Oh my gosh, I can see it right here. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. But we're the portal. So
Right.
we can translate this knowledge through ourselves into the earth so they understand it and get it.
Okay.
But I'm not sure if we're supposed to step out to do that. That's what I'm a little confused about.
What do you mean step out?
Step out of heaven to translate it.
No.
Or whether we stay in heaven and we open ourselves as a gate and allow that knowledge to go through. It's just that I'm sure I read Ian talking about stepping out of heaven to translate it to the earth, and I was like, I didn't understand that.
Well, and you stay in the spirit when you're translating it to earth.
Yeah. That's it. Because what I've been wrestling with is it when we step out, it's our soul that goes out, but our spirit should be 24/7 in heaven.
Right.
But if we do start to engage the earth, it's more with our soul, not our spirit. If you see what I mean.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a debate going on about this stepping in and stepping out
yeah,
business at the moment.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, and I've been wrestling with, I mean, some say step in and step out, some say reside there the whole time, but I actually saw a middle path. I saw you reside with your spirit all the time in heaven, but if you do start engaging the earth a bit, it is more your soul. But I think, I don't know quite the process, but anyway, I think the point is we just transmute. We're a gate. We
Right.
allow this to go through us. We open ourselves as a gate.
But isn't your spirit connected to your soul? Because your soul could go to heaven too, because of your and your body is just the anchor to earth.
Yeah, your soul goes in. When we step in, we go soul and spirit.
Right.
But I think we can choose to engage a little bit with the earth more than other times, So that's how we live in dual realms. That there are times when we're totally spirit and soul are in heaven, but there are times when our body and our soul are a little bit more on the earth, even though our spirit is constantly there, should be constantly there.
Right. Okay.
I'm just, this knowledge is just coming to me really fresh. I'm not fully
So here's
got revelation on it.
So once we started talking about it, and I'm opening my eyes, looking around here, it disappeared. And so I'm like, okay, do I just focus back on it? And I had to focus on that specific place in the room. And I still was trying to figure out, okay, where was it? How did I see it? Did I really see it? What was that again? So I'm kind of wondering, is there a set place, even though it's a moving heaven and dimensional, is there still a set spot where people or souls have to go to engage with that? Because it's still not like what it was when I first saw it.
I'm just seeing it as a way of seeing greater dimensions in the New Jerusalem. But I wonder if first of all we could just do this translating. Is that opening our gates?
Okay.
When it's happened to me before, it's happened to me a lot with angels, with the Godhead. I've sort of been almost like in a circle holding hands, and suddenly all these angels have risen up from the middle and they've just whooshed through my body, my spirit, my soul, and I know they've gone down to earth. Have any of you had that type of experience?
No, I've had the recent thing where I don't know if it was shared. I think Kathy Davis knows, but we were in an encounter, and the Lord, we saw that we merged together like we have in unity as one, and formed the fourth corner of the window of heaven. So Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, and then we merged together as one, in the fourth corner as living light beings. So and out of that we released the blessings of heaven, wherever we were going to release it, which is just like a gate, I would say, or the gates or the windows of heaven. That was one thing we did. So it was like mobile, and we could just move it with that and just land it over some group or wherever or however we needed to land what we needed to land.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the same sort of thing, really.
Yeah. I think
it's just I saw this release of angels.
Yeah.
Because the angels, it's their job to actually go and release this knowledge to people on the earth. So I'm always seeing this huge legion of angels being released to go and tell this stuff. So
well, we saw that, and they went down the passageway. They went down this portal once we released them for like they were waiting for us to release them to go.
Oh.
Yeah, we realized that it was the Lord had been waiting for us to form the fourth part of the window of heaven, that the blessings would come, that we as man needed to be there as the fourth part.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, that's the same as what I've had. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very, very much the same.
That's interesting, because another group says whatever one does, we all do. So I can kind of picture us in that corner every time you say, oh, I'm in that corner. Oh, I'm in that window.
Yeah.
Cool. So maybe it's just a matter of knowing what you're looking for, like this force or material like plasma that's swirling or gently being an energy. Once you know what you're looking for, I guess you'll know more what to do with it, I guess. Sort of like experimenting, or I guess they call it engaging. So anyway,
I'm-
if Kathy
I'm-
wants, go ahead.
I was just sensing we need to partner with it's either Men in White Linen or the Godhead, or to do this release.
Which is the mandate to calling the body to function as the New Jerusalem.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
And to keep moving and keep having these new learning methods, not sticking with the old.
Not camping. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, if we, I kind of see like, because we're the fourth corner, or we've become the gate, that we can literally open it up where it becomes like that swirling thing, and then we can just, send the angels down to administer it.
Yeah, I see a scroll just being put in it, and it'll go wherever we ask the angels to deliver it, because I don't want it to just go like work. I think it needs a specific place to be released to.
Oh, I don't know what place that would be.
Earth.
What about,
Oh yeah, that's not specific. That's huge.
I don't want it to go out the ozone. I want it to,
Oh yeah. No, definitely Earth. Yes, definitely.
there we go.
Yes, today's body
Yes.
on the Earth.
Yeah, right. This time and space.
well, weren't you talking about going after the dunners and the unbelievers? You were getting that versus the churched.
Yes, definitely to the done with church and the unconverted.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an openness there.
So maybe that's that's who we send it off to. Right now, at least.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a I can feel a huge desire in my spirit to have that scroll just like a blanket over them, landing over them as a huge blanket of revelation.
Yeah, let's just release that huge blanket. That huge scroll blanket.
Yeah. I actually see, it's going to be, I can see it's going to be received really well and easily, way more than traditional church.
Yeah.
Because they're not, what's the word, they're not shackled to those old ways of thinking as much as traditional church are.
Yeah, I was able to get this woman to go into heaven with us today, and she was so open-minded because the Lord led us to her. And she, just was so open-minded and just saw heaven and participated so easily.
Wow.
She didn't have
That's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful? When you think how many of long-standing Christians really struggle with all this revelation.
Yep.
Oh, that's such good news.
It was, let me tell you.
That's what I've seen recently. In the last week, I've seen this huge, there's going to be like a huge number of unconverted who are just instantly going to embrace heavenly realm stuff. And it's not going to be a problem. And they're going to bypass traditional church methods.
Yep.
So it won't be, we must resist the temptation of, we've got a new convert, right? We just, link them to a group. We get them, looking at a static or a sole source of information.
Yeah.
And we've done our bit, and we've plugged them into the local church. That thinking is just so not of heaven.
Mm-hmm.
It's this we teach them about this organic way of operating, of looking at lots of different sources, of the source being the heaven, particular as the primary source, not man-made teaching. And we get them plugged in so quickly that they're going to grow so quickly. They're just going to go exponentially off the charts with growth. In fact, they're actually going to overtake us. So we have got to be prepared for that. Oh, I've just had that revelation. We've got to be prepared. They're gonna start seeing way more than we've ever seen.
Yep.
We've got to be okay with that and not threatened.
Yep.
Oh.
Because as one sees, so do we all. Everybody gets it.
Yeah, because it allows everyone else to see deeper, so we don't have to be threatened by it, even if it comes from a newbie.
But you know what was so interesting with the newbie? So for some reason, I've never seen like a pastel horse before. So I was seeing a pink horse. And I brought it up because I'm not fearful of what I see anymore. I just say it because, I'm not threatened by someone, And the newbie was like, oh, I thought I was seeing, I couldn't believe it because I saw a blue horse. I thought there was no way, but because the Lord had me see something and I wasn't afraid to say it, then it just confirmed what she was seeing. So it was actually kind of cool. Anyway.
Wow, yeah. Yeah. That's lovely.
You know what I was seeing too? Just like maybe it's part of the blanket, but it's a different part because it has to. It's coming at the believers that have been steadfast in their belief and are stuck. And so I saw angels with trumpets blaring into the ears of the people sound. And I saw the swirling with lightnings and thunders just roaring into it, like, you're not going to get away without hearing these things and seeing things.
That's good. That's really good. That's really good. Because even if they're not listening, it's going to be blasted so loud that they don't have a choice but to listen.
I remember that scripture where he's who was whoever it was, Ezekiel, yeah, where the Lord said, speak into the dead bones and release the spirit into them, and will they live? And it says, and they rose up an exceedingly great army. Yeah. So Jesus takes it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus takes it all. Yeah. Woo.
So I was going to share about the blanket being like sticky and the people are stuck.
Like fly
paper. Yes,
fly
I'm thinking of mosquitoes. I like fly paper much better. But then, I was so impressed with sharing what I saw this morning. I started to tell you that I saw this beautiful arched stone archway, and it had beautiful flowers, and it was so real. And I was like, Lord, what is that? Is it a gate? And he was like, no. And I was hoping to get my garden, and I said something else about it, and he said, it's mine. And I was like, well, I would like to see my garden. What is mine? And he was like, you are mine. And so what's yours is mine, kind of a mine. And he said, I was like, well, where is this? Is there a gate inside? It's inside. But this is the west gate. You are able to see the west gate, and that's the other side of the Garden of Eden. And the east gate is where most people come in, and I've seen that. It's got red roses and the fragrance of lemons, and this is on the west side. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's even, I want to say more stunning because it's a different, not that there's sunlight, but it's a different light that kind of comes at you. And anyway, I felt impressed to share that just now. So what's mine is yours, and I got it, so you get it. Oh,
Yeah.
thanks. So beautiful.
I'm just getting an awful lot of peace that we're sort of.
Yeah, I saw our blanket, and then I saw the people that were picked up in it with like a stork's beak, like it was like a baby
Mm.
in the blanket, being carried and nurtured.
So, like the new converts being looked after and
Mm-hmm.
taken to heaven, and
Yeah.
kind of, yeah. Yeah, that's the really good point, that because that's the point of heaven looks after them and not us.
Right.
So we don't have to do the Holy Spirit's job and totally take responsibility for them and
Exactly.
kind of steer them so much that we're actually being their God.
Yeah, because I saw the big blanket getting tied into a knot, and I saw it lifted up by a stork.
See that.
Yeah, trusting that if we point them to the source, they will be looked after by in heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's an element we have a role, but it's not totally. I think it's probably been overplayed in traditional church in the past.
You think?
I wonder if I'm sensing, is he an angel? And I'm wondering if his name is Storkus.
Could be.
Blue cap.
So is it his job to look after these newbies?
Yeah.
Mm.
Or to bring them to further encounters, to carry them to further.
Yeah, they're the delivery.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a delivery of some sort going on.
Yeah. Because I'm still wrestling in heaven as to the role of discipleship for the body, and I'm just really getting more and more sense in my spirit. It's what's the word? It's less than we've done in the past.
Well, I think it's if people were available, we make ourselves available.
Yeah, but it's not so intensive, overshadowing.
Right.
I think that we've perhaps done in the past, where we've been their sole source of revelation often.
Yeah, and then there becomes a dependence.
Yeah, whereas the revelation now is so profound. Once they get to see and hear well, that they'll just get so much more. They won't need the constant, sort of with the bottle feeding every 3 hours.
Right. Yeah, it's good. I like the trumpet for the believers. And then I like the stork's blanket for the dunners and the unbelievers.
Yeah, and the sound is clear. That the sound is clear that there are no second-hand revelations. There are no second-hand sons. Whoa!
Oh, that's good. Ooh. Oh, that is good. Oh, yes, that's what we've done. We've raised a whole generation of second-hand revelation disciples.
My son stepped in. Could you repeat it?
Oh, we've raised a whole generation of second-hand revelation disciples.
Woo!
And that is why the church hasn't really, there's not been that, hasn't it really grown and expanded, because the revelation has been so much head knowledge, not personal, with that real intimacy.
It's all been by hearsay, because I keep getting that as well.
Yeah, yeah. Like they know all the facts, but they don't know the personal, Jesus and
Right.
and the encounters. So they can spout off what the gospel is and what the Bible says, but the depth of personal relationship is shallow.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some there. It's not saying there's none, because there's anyone who's a Christian can hear God. I mean, I think a lot think they can't hear God, and they can. It's just a question of faith.
Exactly. Cool.
So you've been wrestling with discipleship. I've been wrestling with deliverance.
With deliverance.
Yes, I've been through ministries, and people come up to me at church. Oh, I knew this family, and the boy is just, into drugs, and he's 16. And what do you think about having to go to RLI, this deliverance ministry? And it was like a makeover for me, but I know there's a different way. So I'm struggling. How do I explain this so she can do it? And I don't, you know what I'm saying?
I think we just don't worry about getting them to go into heaven, no matter what they know. You know what I mean? Even if, even if they barely know the first thing, we just say, just go, because if the gates are open, the biggest thing is getting them to work on the gateways. But if we can get the understanding of the gateways, and they really are willing to just open those fully, then I think we can get them into heaven immediately. They don't have to know any other academic knowledge. They don't have to know about the seven spirits. They don't have to know even what a man in white linen is. They will get all that revelation if we can get them stepping in and believing they can hear something. That's the biggest fear. Most people do not want to step in because they're so frightened. They've got nothing to say.
Yeah, it's just like, how am I going to get her to explain it to him when she doesn't even she doesn't know. I'm telling her, and she's going to tell the parents of this kid. How's that going to go?
But the deliverance as well. I see so much deliverance actually occurring in heaven, that we do not have to go through all this deliverance, ministry stuff. Okay. I think that I see that really dying off very quickly.
Yeah.
Because it's so, what's the word? Legalistic.
Right. Formula.
Yeah, it is. And it's full of fear and the devil and breaking this off. And it to a brand new person who knows nothing of the devil, it's I see it like it's a black blanket that suffocates them.
And that's why we've got other blanket that they're going to be clothed in.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a blanket of light.
Delivered from that that's a delivery right there. Storkus is delivering him on his own.
Yeah. Woo! Woo! Oh. And the deliverance is of light and beauty and relationship and freedom, not you know, we're casting out this or casting out that, we're breaking off this, and people are like, whoa, I didn't know all this existed, you know, and now you're telling me I've got to be fearful of breaking this off and break that off.
It's like a cradling almost. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's that we've got to focus on the positive heavenly blueprint, not the enemy's blueprint.
Right.
Third heaven, not the second heaven. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Got enough to deal with in the first.
Oh, that's another mandate for another time. I can see that really now.
Awesome.
Moving, heaven calling the focus of the ecclesia on the heavenly blueprint, not the enemy's blueprint.
Yeah.
We have got to shift focus away from the enemy's blueprint. It is suffocating us.
And claim back our stuff. Astronomy, not astrology. Everything.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And the joy and the fun and the intimacy, not the
Stodgy.
the enemy stuff. Let's stop talking about the enemy and let's focus on and try and help people see what heaven's agenda is and the freedom it wants to bring them into.
Just to have fun. I mean, it's so
Fun,
to have fun around here. Doesn't anybody want to have fun?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, dang it.
Exactly. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. The heavenly blueprint is so beautiful. You know, if anyone's listening to this and you're scared of interacting with heaven, I just feel heaven saying, "Come up here. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's not scary."
Yes.
Very cool.
All right, guys. I'm gonna thank you for listening to all who's listening to this recording. We're gonna say goodbye.
Yeah, it's good.